According to a website named Edgar Schneider and Associates, an article titled Texting and Driving Accident Statistics, cell phone use while driving leads to 1.6 million crashes a year. Driving is something every single one of us does. Are you making sure that you're safe when you're driving on the road? I make sure to drive every single day, and I make sure that when I'm driving, I stay as safe as possible. But I often find myself wanting to look at notifications on my phone. Texting and driving is a very dangerous action, and action needs to be taken against it so that texting and driving doesn't happen as often. In this speech, I will prove how texting and driving is a problem, propose possible solutions, and demonstrate the outcomes of not doing or doing action against texting and driving. Texting and driving causes many accidents and deaths worldwide. As stated in an article, texting while driving, a discrete choice experiment, using a cell phone while driving can be just as dangerous as drinking under the influence of alcohol at times. Ringtones and notifications prompt people to look at their phones, and it can be very, very temptatious at times. The time spent looking at your phone while driving can often seem much shorter than it actually is, so you're taking a lot more time than you think and covering much more ground. Often, while looking at your phone when driving, you can turn your wheel slightly, and this can make you turn into oncoming traffic or go into the ditch, so even a slight turn can be fatal at times. Also, you can't respond to things that happen on the road. Say you glance at your phone, you're still going to be looking away from the road, and a split-second thing could happen, and that could mean a very bad outcome for you. In 2020, data from the National Safety Council analysis of National Highway Traffic Safety Administration found that 3,142 people were killed due to a distracted driver. As audience members should care about this topic because you are drivers. Even if you don't care about yourself, or if you are concerned about yourself, be concerned about your friends, your family, possibly your children as well. So what can be done to stop this? My proposition is that by 2025, phone companies have developed technology to prevent people to be able to text and drive or certain functions on their phone while they're driving. The problem is now happening every single day. People are dying or getting in accidents due to accidents related to texting and driving. So a solution needs to be made as quick as possible. When the driver is in their seat and the vehicle is in motion is when the technology should be put into place where functions are disabled on somebody's phone. Possible correspondence with motor companies, vehicle companies could be made so that technology is created with them and it's an easier and more functionable product, so that when you get in your car, the car company can connect with the phone and they can make sure that everything is disabled or something like that. And a less intense solution could be that the phone is automatically silenced so that notifications are turned off instead of just turning certain functions off completely. You aren't notified of anything. Well, you are, but it doesn't make a sound, so you aren't tempted to look at your phone at all. According to KFVS12.com, a new study conducted by students at Florida State University found that cell phone notifications can be just as distracting and dangerous as texting and driving itself. So cell phone notifications and things that tempt you to look at your phone can be just as dangerous. Objects could be malfunctioning in the software. This could be a possible objection to the solution, and to prevent that, software could just be heavily tested, or the software itself could be disabled by the user if it's malfunctioning or if they really are opposed to it. Also, in case of an emergency, that could be an objection to it, not being notified in an emergency. In that case, certain software can be made so in case of an emergency, you are notified of that even though the notifications are turned off on your phone. Having the solution in mind is only half of the battle though. Action needs to be taken. If action were taken and a positive outcome would happen, that would mean that death and injury numbers would go down from texting and driving, by texting and driving, and the roads would be safer. When roads are safer in turn, people have less anxiety about people texting and driving and other things, so accidents would go down in that way too as well. It's really a simple concept. If we can do something about this and stop texting and driving as much, then numbers would go down. If we can't do anything, in case of a negative outcome, rates would continue to climb and people would be killed and injured because of texting and driving like they are now. Nothing changes and everyone is at risk. But speaking of being at risk, everyone's going to always be at risk of getting in an accident, and people are always going to text and drive, but it's a matter of it significantly going down in numbers through actions like these. In conclusion, texting and driving is a huge problem on the road, and action needs to be taken against it. Solutions to prevent phone use while driving need to be put in place to lower death rates. Otherwise, they could worsen. I encourage you to practice safe driving yourselves. Influence other people to be safe on the road. Ask people to talk about this topic and specifically the possible solutions that could happen, so that word gets out enough that we can take real, actual action against this so that the roads can be safer. Deciding to pick up your phone after hearing a notification when driving can literally mean life or death at times. Keep that in mind next time you start driving. Thank you.